So hang with us. Every week we bring up one entrepreneur to tell us his story or her story, and we like to provide them with some feedback and some support, ask some important questions to help them get on their journey. And today's presenter, he's got 6 minutes, is Ralph Küpper. Please welcome Ralph.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, my name is Ralph Küpper, and as you may notice based on the last name, I am not natively American. I'm a German immigrant. And this is my story. So, I started programming when I was 8 years old. That was back then when we had like these organizer things that were basically replaced by smartphones, but they were like with like black and white displays and all that fun stuff. So I started programming on that to then move on to develop cell phone games with Java, which most of you probably remember are these fun little games that we could play on our cell phones. I then bridged over to having a crisis of faith over which programming language to learn, which when I think back of that is kind of cute, because I was really desperate over should I learn Java or PHP or this and that, all these different languages as a 10-year-old, and my dad sort of walked me through that, to then, with 12 years, develop my first website job, which was kind of funny because back then people were like delivering newspapers and doing all these little jobs in school, and I was so proud to get $7 for 20 minutes of work, which would make it a $21 hourly rate, which was significantly higher than all my peers. So these were my early years. My first commercial success started really when I launched a social network at 14, which was essentially Facebook, just locally and a lot smaller. It grew onto a platform of over 6,000 members that existed locally. And with 16, I started a second social network, which grew to over 350,000 users, which was essentially, like literally, a Facebook clone. Facebook existed, we cloned it for a different user base, and it took off. I incorporated as a corporation in Germany at 17 years old, which also has a funny twist to it, because at 17 you're not of legal age, so my mother was officially the CEO of my corporation at 17, who I then took over at 18, and she resigned. But it's kind of funny to have officially my mother in the books as CEO. And ever since that, I started doing app development in 2011, which is just about the time when the iPhone took off and iPads came out. And that went into the US in 2013 when I incorporated here. I also met my wife here, and now you can see that I'm permanently here. But that all started back then, and by now, when I say we are a group of 5 people, we offer app, backend, and website development services, which is basically anything that's software, but only that. We don't do design, we don't do marketing, we only do the software development, which is somewhat of a niche because you often get the whole package, whereas we have a lot of clients that only need one particular thing. And over the course of the last few years, we've worked on software for Adidas, Goldwell, Kia, Life Plus, and Honda, and many, many small businesses, some of which have been sitting in these rows as well. And we are proud for what we do, and this is my journey. Thanks for listening.